Can do with more border patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look.
As follows. Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida has received 312 votes. Kamala D. Harris
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
All right, everybody, the road to 2025 wasn't a straight shot. It was a full-blown roller coaster. And today, we're breaking down exactly how we got here and what it all means for the future. There's a lot to unpack, so let's dive right in.
I was not going to renegotiate an evacuation date. We were going to stay there. I'd have only one alternative: pour thousands of more troops back into Afghanistan.
Okay, so let's rewind the clock to 2021, Joe Biden's first year in office, and let's be real, it wasn't exactly the dream run Democrats were hoping for. The Afghanistan withdrawal? Yeah, total disaster. The world watched in shock as chaos unfolded, and Biden's approval rating tanked, dropping below 50% and never bouncing back. That set the stage for what was about to come with the Russia invasion of Ukraine in early 2022. And global markets went haywire.
Now to the record-breaking gas prices across the country. 9 states in Washington, D.C. now average more than $5 a gallon. And at one station in California, gas is selling for nearly $10 a gallon.
Then Americans started feeling the pain, especially at the gas pump. By June of 2022, gas prices hit record highs, an average of nearly $5 a gallon nationwide, with some places in California hitting $9. Absolutely insane.
We're going to get to that in a second. Here are the numbers. 1.3 on the month over month. That used to be a year over year gain. We're looking for 1.1. That's the biggest monthly gain since 05. CPI 9.1, looking for 8.8, biggest in 40 years.
And inflation 9.1% by July of 2022, the highest in 40 years. Your dollar was evaporating faster than an ice cube on asphalt. But wait, there's more.
Now, we're following the FBI raid of former President Trump's home in Florida. Dozens of FBI agents executed a search warrant at the Mar-a-Lago resort yesterday morning.
Then the Mar-a-Lago raid happened in August of 2022, and Trump was back in the headlines once again. And what did he do? He announced his 2024 run, and that's when things really started heating up.
In order to make America great and glorious again, I am tonight announcing my candidacy for President of the United States.
An explosive end to a week that will, of course, go down in the history books.
Today, an indictment was unsealed.
One of the most detailed and devastating indictments I've ever seen.
My Lord, this is a damning set of facts.
Fast forward a bit to 2023, and it was full-blown political circus drama. Trump got indicted 4 times, and then came the mugshot, the one that broke the internet.
I'm about 8 seconds away from flipping my laptop to show you what this mugshot looks like. But I want to get to Gabe Gutierrez, Tom, and your thoughts too on this significant.
Well, Gabe,
moment.
And Gabe, look, here it is. We have it right here. This is the mugshot we've been talking about. This is the first time we have ever seen a current president, a former president with a criminal mugshot.
By October 2023, the Isreal Hamas War erupted, and Biden's response was a complete disaster. He ended up alienating both pro-Israel and pro-Palestinian voters, sparking nationwide protests and exposing his foreign policy weaknesses once again.
Dealing with everything we have to do with, look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump?
Well, he's right. He did beat Medicare. He beat it to death.
Which leads us to the now June 2024 debate. That debate ended Biden's presidency, his performance painful. He stumbled, rambled, and even CNN called it a turning point that destroyed his presidency in 10 minutes. His poll numbers crashed, and any hope for re-election gone.
If you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Let me get my shoes. I got you, sir. I got you, sir.
Let me get my shoes, sir.
Hold that in your head. It's bloody.
So we got to move to the bus. Move to the bus. Let me get my shoes.
Okay. My shoes down. My shoes. Watch out.
Wait.
And just weeks later, July 13th, 2024, the assassination attempt on Trump. A gunman 400 feet away on a rooftop fired 8 shots at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. One of the bullets grazed Trump's ear, but he walked away shouting, "Fight, fight, fight." That moment right there locked in history forever. And from that day forward, the election was over. No matter who Trump's opponent was, he was going to win, period. Let's talk numbers for a bit. Biden's approval ratings kept sliding until finally he dropped out of the race and endorsed Kamala Harris. Just like that, she essentially became the nominee.
President Biden is now endorsing his vice president, Kamala Harris, to be the nominee.
But here's the problem. Kamala fumbled hard. She dodged interviews, and when she finally spoke, it was one-word salad after another. Her campaign was full of vague platitudes, and it did nothing to inspire voters. Meanwhile, Trump was in full beast mode. His rallies were packed, his message was clear, and the momentum was undeniable.
Would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind in terms of, and I've been a part of most of the decisions that have had impact.
Ukraine is a country in Europe. It exists next to another country called Russia. Russia is a bigger country. Russia is a powerful country. Russia decided to invade a smaller country called Ukraine. So basically that's wrong.
I am here, standing here on the northern flank, on the eastern flank, talking about what we have in terms of the eastern flank.
I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been, you know?
It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to agree that there are things and tools that are available to us to slow this thing down. We will work together and continue to work together to address these issues, to tackle these challenges, and to work together as we continue to work. So the United States shares a very important relationship, which is an alliance with the Republic of North Korea.
Turn that off.
The Fox News decision desk can now officially project that Donald Trump will become the 47th president of the United States.
And then election night came around, and the results were crystal clear after the dust settled. 312 to 226. Trump didn't just win, he crushed it. He flipped every swing state, and for only the second time since Reagan, a Republican won both the Electoral College and the popular vote. Oh, and the House stayed red, and he flipped the Senate.
The state of the vote for the President of the United States, as delivered to the President of the Senate, is as follows. The whole number of the electors appointed to vote for President of the United States is 538. Within that whole number, the majority is 270. The votes for President of the United States are as follows. Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida has received 312 votes. Kamala Harris Kamala Harris of the state of California has received 226 votes.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
That I will faithfully execute.
That I will faithfully execute.
The office of President of the United States.
The office of President of the United States.
And will, to the best of my ability.
And will, to the best of my ability.
Preserve, protect, and defend.
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution of the United States.
the Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
So what does this really mean for America? Well, we'll start off with the border security and mass deportation. Trump isn't playing around. The border crackdown is coming, and fast. Expect to see a major shift in crime rates, drug trafficking, and overall security. And then mass deportations, that's going to impact housing, wages, and jobs, especially for lower income Americans. And then here comes the trade and tariffs. Yeah, prices might tick up short term if they do, but long term, bringing back American manufacturing is a game changer. More jobs, more stability, and less dependence on China. Energy independence. That's a huge one. Expect for a major push for domestic oil and gas. And you already know Trump's stance. Drill, baby, drill. Lower gas prices incoming, fast. And then the cultural shift. Big corporations are already adjusting. Amazon, Meta, Walmart, and McDonald's quietly dropping DEI programs. Even Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg are donating $1 million each to Trump's inauguration fund. And Meta, they're rolling back censorship policies, even adding Dana White to their board. That tells you everything you need to know about where the wind is blowing. And here's something no one saw coming. Trump creating the Department of Government Efficiency, the D.O.G.E. What started as a meme is now a reality, and it's led by none other than Elon Musk. Imagine the government running like a top-tier business, with no red tape, no wasted tax dollars, and no useless bureaucracy. Agencies will actually be held accountable for their budgets. Who's panicking? The deep state career bureaucrats and Washington elites, because their gravy train is about to come to a screeching halt. And now we get to Trump's cabinet. This isn't just a new administration. This is a no-nonsense, get-things-done team built to restore America's strength and take on the deep state. We'll start off with Pete Hegseth, Secretary of Defense. Hegseth isn't some DC suit. He's a combat veteran who's been on the ground in Iraq and Afghanistan, and he's seen how political agendas have weakened the military, and he's not having it. Under his leadership, expect for him to rebuild the military from the ground up, cut out the woke nonsense, focused on real war fighting, and make the U.S. feared and respected again. And then Trump selected Robert F. Kennedy Jr. as Secretary of Health and Human Services. RFK Jr. has spent years exposing Big Pharma's corruption, and now he'll actually have the power to do something about it. As H.H.S. Secretary, expect him to hold Big Pharma accountable, no more unchecked influence. He'll push for medical transparency and real vaccine safety. And also, he'll clean up food and water safety regulations that have been ignored for too long. And then we have Tulsi Gabbard for Director of National Intelligence, a former Democrat, now independent. Tulsi is one of the few politicians who actually called out the deep state. She's a combat vet who knows what real national security looks like. Under her, expect no more political spying, intelligence agencies doing their actual jobs, with a focus on real threats like China, Russia, and terrorism, and no more endless wars that drain American resources. And then Pam Bondi as Attorney General. Bondi is a prosecutor, not a politician. She's taken down criminals her whole career and was one of Trump's biggest defenders when it mattered most. As AG, she's bringing back law and order by actually prosecuting violent criminals instead of letting them walk, and ending politically motivated investigations at the D.O.G.E. And she'll also be going after human traffickers and drug cartels, no exceptions. And probably the biggest one of them all, Kash Patel for F.B.I. Director. If there's one guy the deep state did not want in charge of the FBI, it's Kash Patel. He exposed the Russia collusion hoax and knows exactly how corrupt the system is. As FBI director, expect a full cleanup of FBI leadership, no more partisan hacks. Also, investigations based on crime and not politics, like we've seen for the last 4 years. And a renewed focus on actual national security threats. And this team matters because it's not just some business as usual cabinet. This is a take-no-prisoners team that's ready to clean house, put America first, and actually get stuff done. No career bureaucrats, no establishment insiders, just results. The bottom line, This is more than just a political shift. This is a full-scale transformation, and we're only at the beginning. So that's going to wrap up today's video. But I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below. Tell me, what do you think were the biggest factors in the downfall of Biden's presidency? Was it the gas prices, the foreign policy challenges, or something else entirely? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of the action. We'll be covering every moment of this new chapter in American history. And hey, if you enjoyed this deep dive, give the video a thumbs up. It helps out the channel and, more importantly, helps get this information to more people who need to understand how we got here and what it means. I'll see you in the next one.